Please, sir, start. Pratik, sir, please start the
Yeah.
session.
Good afternoon, everyone. Respected Chairman, sir, respected Vice Chairman, sir, our esteemed speaker, distinguished members, professional colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, a very warm welcome to all of you. On behalf of the MSME and Startup Committee of ICAI, it gives me immense pleasure to welcome you to today's webinar under MSME Pathshala Series 103. So we have already completed 100 sessions. Today's session focuses on a subject that is becoming increasingly significant for Indian enterprises: public procurement opportunities on GeM. So, government procurement today represents one of the largest business opportunities. One second. Opportunities for MSMEs, startups, and professionals. Understanding the GeM ecosystem can unlock new markets, improve transparency, and create sustainable growth opportunities. We are delighted to witness such enthusiastic participations from members across the country. So before we begin, a few quick announcements. Kindly keep yourselves on a mute throughout the sessions, and please post your queries in the Q&A or the chat box. Um, Attendance will be recorded as per the ICI guidelines. So I would introduce the speaker. Um, One second. So Atul sir, it is like Atul sir is from GeM. One second, sir, please. So he will be explaining us about the startup ecosystems. Uh, 1 minute, sir. Please excuse me, sir.
Pratik, sir, I think he has a poor connection. Pratik, sir, am I audible?
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir. Sorry, there was a network issue. So
Oh,
I was about to introduce Atul sir. So Atul sir is responsible for managing the seller ecosystem, including the onboarding, support, and growth. Coordinates with the category managers to identify sellers and ensures quality and quantity across categories. He is building external relationship with the brands and OEMs. So over to you, sir. Atul sir, please.
Thank you. Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, I would like to thank ICI, MSME, and Startup Committee for giving me this opportunity to address all of you on a very important subject, which is shaping the public procurement ecosystem within India. I would like to thank CA Gyanchandra Mishra ji, Chairman of the committee, CA Sanjay Kumar Agarwal ji, Vice Chairman of the committee, CA Pratik Kumar Khemka ji, who is coordinating today's session. And I would also like to thank from within GeM, Shri Ajit B. Chavan ji. He's the additional CEO and looking after the seller management vertical. Um, and I want to thank all of you for devoting precious time here to attend and participate in this session. I will ask for your undivided attention in the next 1.5 2 hours, and I will take you through government e-marketplace portal. I will tell you what this portal is and what opportunities it presents to startups, MSMEs, and other sellers alike. So I'm going to share my screen. I hope it is visible to everyone. Um, okay. So first of all, we'll start with what is government e-marketplace. So you need to visit gem.gov.in. This is the GeM portal. What the GeM portal is about, it is about creating a platform, a digital platform for buyers and sellers to interact. This is very similar to how we interact with Amazon or Flipkart when we purchase products for ourselves, for our homes. Similarly, government organizations, they also need to purchase products and services for to run their organizations. So This is the portal. It's a platform, and the enabling provision within Government of India that has led to setting up of this platform is general financial rules. So I'll quickly take you through the official mandate of government e-marketplace. These are the general financial rules. Within this, you will find Rule 149. Rule 149 says that Government of India has established the government e-marketplace for common use goods and services. So government buyers can visit GeM, register as buyers, and then select and procure goods and services on through GeM platform to run their organizations. So this is the rule, and there are other rules which you can read whenever you have time. But this is an important document, General Financial Rules. Now, what is public procurement? As I said, public procurement is about need of government organizations to procure goods and services, and GeM platform makes this possible for government organizations. Now, how does it work? Now, many of you are members of various chartered accountant firms, or are chartered accountants yourself, or studying this profession, and time to time you're also interacting with uh, uh, local businesses which provide products and services. Now, these local businesses, they can also provide their products and services to government organizations, provided they register on government e-marketplace. This is the portal. I'll quickly take you through an introduction. When you visit the portal, when you go to training module, while I deliver this presentation, I'll also tell you about how to navigate the website and how to get the required information that can help you set up sellers on this portal. It is sometimes very difficult to find out the relevant information that can help you operationalize a particular business. So, and we live in information age, and information is key to meeting key objectives that we set for ourselves. And this is not just within the business environment, but at home, within our offices also. The key to success is getting the right information at the right time. So my one objective that I've set for myself is to enable you to understand how to navigate this portal and how to find out the right information, so that you can share that right information with whoever you are advising, whoever you are consulting with, and they can then make use of that information and operate on GeM platform as per the rules set up by the platform. So first important link is, you go to gem.gov.in, then you go to training. Within this training, you'll go to training module. In this training module, you'll go to sellers and service providers, and here you will find information in form of presentations about various steps that are involved in setting up a seller account on GeM portal. This is very similar to how you set up a seller account on Amazon or Flipkart or any other e-commerce platform. And we all understand that e-commerce in this day and age is a very big business opportunity area, not just for retail consumers, but for institutional buyers as well. And GeM is an equivalent kind of an e-commerce platform, e-procurement portal for government organizations. And when I say government organizations, these government organizations are all over India. They are related to all central government ministries, departments, also state government ministries, departments, and in addition, buyers such as central public sector undertakings, state public sector undertakings, for example, Indian Oil, BHEL, all those kind of buyers are also present on GeM. And in addition, there are certain cooperative societies also which are procuring items from GeM portal. So when you navigate to training module, you can see all the steps which are involved. I'll take you through some key steps. Uh, But first, let me properly introduce Government e-marketplace to you. So in this presentation, this is the GeM overview presentation. You can view it in detail whenever you have time. But what I'll do is quickly I'll quickly take you through some of the steps. Okay, so like I said, GeM is a digital platform for government procurement. The vision has been set up by our Honorable Prime Minister. These are some of the principles. I will not elaborate on them. Like I said, General Financial Rules, Rule 149 mandates that all central government entities they make their procurement from GeM, at least for all the products and services which are available on GeM. These are our core pillars: transparency, efficiency, and inclusivity. A quick overview of key stakeholders of government e-marketplace. So at one end, we have a spectrum of buyers, which are central government, central PSU, state government, state PSUs, and some autonomous bodies as well. For example, courts of justices, Supreme Court, they are autonomous bodies. They also make their procurement from government e-marketplace. Then we have integrated this portal with many external government systems for various kind of validations which are required with respect to, let's say, taxation, with respect to payment. And company databases are also integrated with the GeM system, so that most of the verifications are done online, and there is very little offline paper documentation involved. Now, sellers on the other end are the sellers, which could be manufacturers, which could be micro and small enterprises, startups, or authorized resellers or service providers. Then these are some of the key statistics as on 8th of June. This is slightly dated, but there are about 1,36,907 government organizations which are procuring actively on government e-marketplace. And last year, orders worth 5 lakh 2,695 crore were placed through GeM portal, and these orders are in various stages of fulfillment based upon the contractual terms. There are about 10,627 product categories in which sellers can list their products, and there are about 349 service categories where service providers can list their offerings. Uh, as on date of 8th of June, there are about 89 lakh sellers who've set up account. These sellers are also in various stages of their onboarding journey. Simply setting up an account on GeM is not sufficient to start selling to the government organization. There are various steps involved. I'll take you through all these steps. But from setting up an account to the stage of listing of products and services, that is the most challenging part of the journey. After that, once you've listed your products and services, a lot of business is handled automatically because GeM is a rule-based platform, and most of the processes are automated. Uh, I'll take you through all these steps in a while. Last year, around 75 lakh orders were placed on the portal. Uh, and this is the end-to-end procurement journey on GeM. This is from the buyer perspective. The buyer can search the required product and service, check prices, ratings, specifications, choose a seller, place an order. Then the seller delivers the product, uploads relevant invoices. The buyer checks the consignment, then accepts the consignment, makes a payment, and then we also have a feedback loop with respect to every order which is placed on GeM, so that we can find out whether the delivery of the items or the entire procurement experience of the buyer was in line with expectations. Now, uh, these are the various procurement modes on GeM. So the buyer has an option of purchasing through any of these five modes based on whatever rules apply. And the first is direct purchase. This is very similar to how we make purchases on Amazon or Flipkart or any other e-commerce platform. So up to a purchase value of 50,000, the buyer can directly go to the portal, select the product or the service required, and place an order. So this is where the part where I said that once you've listed your products and services, a lot of business happens automatically. This is the part where business happens automatically. You've listed your product and service. If the buyer finds that the product and services is of requisite quality, the buyer can directly place an order. You do not have to do anything. All you have to do is, while listing your offer, you have to update the commercial terms of your delivery, which includes the price at which you are selling your products and services and the locations at which you are providing the delivery of these products and services. L1 bidding mode is also very similar to direct purchase, but the value of procurement can go up to 10 lakh. Now, here the rule which governs this purchase mode is that the buyer will compare at least three offers from at least three different manufacturers or their authorized resellers, and whoever has the lowest price will get the order. Now, these are the automatic modes where the seller only has to list the product and services, and the order can flow in automatically based upon the buyer's requirement. Uh, Push button procurement is to fast track a lot of uh, common uh, purchases. This is very similar to direct purchase and L1 bidding. But I would like to focus my attention on bid and reverse auction. This is where the buyer tries to get an even better price than what is being offered on marketplace, and usually the value of such through such procurement mode is higher than 10 lakh, but the buyer can choose to do a bid or a reverse auction for a value of less than 10 lakh. Also, it can also do a bid and reverse auction procurement for value less than 50,000 also. It completely depends on the buyer, but the advantage to the buyer is that the buyer can discover better prices through bid and reverse auction. This is very similar to how if we've looked at various tenders which are advertised in newspapers, wherein the buyer states his requirement and then asks the sellers to submit in sealed envelope their quotations. So we've digitized that process, and that is what the bid and reverse auction process is. Reverse auction actually extends the bid to another level, wherein after sellers have submitted bids, the top 50 percentile of the sellers in terms of the lowest price bid are again selected and invited to participate in an auction where they can see live what the other sellers are quoting, and they can choose to quote less than what other sellers are quoting. And ultimately there is a time limit in this auction, and whoever at the end of the auction has quoted the lowest price will get the order. Then there is a proprietary article certificate. This is again an uncommon mode of procurement. This is specifically for those procurements where the buyer wants a very specific kind of product. Based on, let's say, the past purchases they've made, and for example, if I have a car of a particular manufacturer, I would want spare parts for that particular from that particular manufacturer only. In that case, I can use proprietary article certificate, where I am going to only buy a product from a particular supplier. Um so uh, then we'll talk about custom bids after a while. Forward auction. Forward auction is also another interesting area which we are trying to digitize. This just turns the tables a little bit, where the government agency or the government organization is actually the seller, and the buyers could be private individuals or enterprises. So let's think of it as a process where an organization like Delhi Development Authority is making available certain residential or commercial properties to the general public or to general private businesses, and they are conducting an auction. So whoever bids the highest price gets the product which is being auctioned. So that is forward auction. Um, Now let us we'll look at the various seller roles on GeM a little later. We'll look at catalog management also a little later. So I'll again go back to um, our website. Okay, so largely the process is catalog driven. So the product and service categories are very important. If you want to get a general idea about what all business is being transacted on government e-marketplace, you can go and visit business opportunities tab. Over here, we've listed all the product and service categories which are active on GeM platform and from where buyers are actually procuring um, uh, their goods and services from. So let us say passenger car is a category that we've created. Within the passenger car, there will be many different kind of products, uh, mostly related to a passenger car. So there are about 11 sellers on GeM who are selling passenger cars. All of them are manufacturers. So OEM is, so 11 out of 11 sellers are manufacturers, and there are about 435 different kind of cars being sold on GeM. And last year, this was the procurement value. This must be in crores. Uh, and in the current year, this is the product value about 294 crore. Yes, 295 crore. Last year, 29,000 crore, 2,915 crore, I think. Yes. So then there are other product categories. So what you can do is, if you want to quickly see the spectrum of products and services which are being procured through GeM portal, you can download this entire report. There are about 1059 pages, but you can enter captcha here, this captcha, and you can download the report, and then you can do all kind of various analysis to find out which categories are available and what is the transaction value in those categories. So accordingly, you can advise your clients to participate in those categories which are adjacent to their line of business. Similarly, services also. We have various kind of services. Most common services: manpower outsourcing service. A lot of business, a lot of professional services are being outsourced through this uh, uh, envelope. So envelope of service category. If you want details of a particular, so again, you can download a report of all the service categories, and you can find out where are the business opportunities that are present for yourself or the client that you are advising. Now, what I'll do is quickly take you through one of the relevant service categories. So what you can do is, to find out details of your category, you can go to services. Services, you can go to browse all services. Similarly, you can do for products also. Let us see a relevant category. Maybe it will be easier for you to understand. Let us say financial audit services or financial advisory services. Let's look at financial advisory services. There are about 3,365 sellers, service providers of this service on GeM portal as on date. Now, when the buyer is interacting with this service, or rather, even if a seller is adding their offering in this service, what they have to specify is the deployment location to begin with. These are all the different parameters that one has to specify at the time of either procuring or at the time of adding an offer. So from a seller point of view, you will be adding an offer, so you will have to specify the deployment location, whether you're offering on site. When you say on site, they ask for a delivery location, but let's say off site also. So you have to select this, then the category of financial services, so wealth management, banking and loans, investment, financial modeling, tax advisory, all these different options are there. So as a seller, you will have to select you can select multiple as well. Since this is more like a buyer focused user interface, so in tax advisory you can see there are sellers who there is a seller who has uh, offered an offsite deployment location, uh, and the subcategory is advanced tax computation. They can provide financially advisory reports. They can provide reports fortnightly, monthly, or weekly. Then type of professional resources. So they provide banking experts, chartered accountants, financial analysts. Qualifications which these resources have are CA, CPA, CFA, CMA, CS graduate. Then certifications, various kind of certifications can also be specified. So this is how, and the total years of experience can also be specified. This is how a seller will make an offer, and like I said, the buyer can select the procurement mode, and they can place a direct purchase order of 50,000, uh, or they can also create a bid. Uh, so uh, this is how a typical service is structured. So we are what we are trying to do is, for some common goods and services, we've tried to provide a structure which is very close to how the industry also operates, and sellers can specify what kind of offering they are providing within the structure that we have provided, and the buyer can then filter from the various offers that have been listed by the sellers, the offer which is the closest to their requirement. So this is how the platform has created catalogs where sellers can sign up their catalogs and buyers can see these catalogs and filter uh, as per their requirement. So I will again go back to business opportunities. So from this perspective, you can look at the various categories. Now let us try to. We've seen a service category. Let us try to look at a product category. So a search box has been provided. So whatever you want to whatever product or service you want to search, you can enter the most closest search text that you can think of, and you can click on products if you're searching for products, and then you click on the search button. um, so it will list that we have an entry and mid-level desktop computer category on GeM, and within this category, if you are a seller, you would like to understand how this category is structured. And so these are the various offers that sellers have given as on date. So there is an entry level desktop. A reseller is providing it, which means that this is not an offer from a manufacturer. This is from a trader who has procured this item from the distribution system that is there, established in the market, and now they are willing to offer these laptops, entry level desktop compute sorry, not laptops but desktops, to government buyers at a price of 22,242. So if we go back to the direct purchase mode, where a buyer can place an order of 50,000 uh, directly. If I was a buyer, I could add this to my cart. I'm not logged in as a buyer, but if I was a buyer, there would be an option to add this product to my cart and then place an order. So these are the various offers that sellers have listed. Now, if you were a seller, you would like to understand how to uh, add a product in this category. So we'll have to go into the details of the specification. So when you are a seller, the and you're trying to add this product to the list of offerings that you are adding to your account, you will have to specify a processor number. So this particular seller has specified that this is an Intel Core i3 12100 processor, and there is a preloaded operating system which is going to be provided, which is Windows 11 Professional. The RAM size is going to be 16, and So these are the various parameters, main parameters that the seller will have to provide the time of listing an offer, and the buyer will filter based on these. Suppose the buyer says that no, a core i3 is not something that I need an i5. So the buyer will have to go back, and actually when a buyer logs in, there's over here there will be a filter kind of a user interface, which we also have on various e-commerce sites, wherein I can set filters, specify which values I want. But since I'm not logged in as a buyer, I will try to see if there is. See, so here is an i5 being offered by some seller. So buyer will find this more suitable to their requirement. They can place an order at this offer price. So this is how a product catalog is structured. I had previously described how a service catalog is structured. Now let us go to the training module again, and we'll quickly see how to register as a seller on GeM platform. So suppose you want to offer financial audit services to government organizations. So how will you do that? You can only do that once you set up your account. So how to set up an account on GeM platform? So like I said, the training module provides all the requisite information. In case, these are various modules. We'll start with registration, then we'll go through seller profile updates. So at the time of registration, very minimal information is taken from the seller to set up an account. We'll quickly go through that before I take you through profile update. Okay. Okay, so again, the module says you have to go to gem.gov.in and click on login, or you have to register using sign up. So in the module they say that you have to click on sign up. We'll see if this is how the portal is also like. Yes, so you go to sign up and you go to seller and service provider. You go to sign up and you click on seller service provider. Then as per the module, you have to select one of the business organization types. So over here, yes. So these are the available forms in which I can operate a business within India. So I can be a proprietor. All of you will be more knowledgeable about this aspect of the business, because this is related to the regulatory part of how business is conducted in India. So you could be a proprietor. Proprietor is uh, a person like me who has obtained an PAN card from the income tax department, and on that PAN card, uh, that PAN card number I use to operate my business as well. So all the income tax filings are based on that PAN card number, and I can so entire liability of that business rests with me, the individual who is running that proprietorship. This is the simplest form of business operating, simplest form of operating a business, and most of the businesses which are being conducted in India are of this type. Mostly individual run, and the entire liability lies on that individual. Now, the next form of business is firm, where this is the another word for it could be partnerships. So, where a group of people come together with a common objective and they set up a partnership agreement, they can go on and register this partnership with MCA. So, in that case, it becomes a registered LLP, limited liability partnership. How it is different from a proprietorship? What happens is that partnership, if you constitute your business as a partnership, the liability is limited. Your personal assets are not subject to recovery, let's say, if the business fails. But in case of proprietorship, there is no distinction between personal assets and the business assets. Over here in a partnership, when uh, two or more partners have come together for a business, they provide upfront capital, or they provide capital time to time as per the agreement that they set up. And so this is another business that we register on GeM. then the next form of business, and this is where most of organized business happens, as a partnership or as a company. As a company, you can register on Ministry of Corporate Affairs portal. You can set up your articles of association, memorandum of association, and set up a core line of business, various kind of incorporation related activities you can do. Or if you've already incorporated that business, you can just simply tell us that you are a company, and in that case we will ask for a company identification number, sin number, and this we will verify with MCA if this sin number is valid. If the number is found to be valid, you can operate on GeM as a company. Next is another form of business which is permitted. It is a trust, society, or association of persons. Again, this is governed by the various acts. I think uh, there's an act for regulating the affairs of a trust. There is an act for societies also. Then central government and state government sellers. These are basically public sector undertakings, so they can also participate on GeM portal as a seller, and they can offer their products and services to other government organizations as per the needs of the buyer organization. So we'll go back to the presentation. So you'll select one of these business modes. Then, based on the business mode, you will provide the requisite information in the next steps. Then there is an important document called terms and conditions. So this is something that I would like to show on the portal. Over here, when you go to gem.gov.in, you scroll to the bottom, you go to resources, and you go to terms and conditions, and you click on general terms and conditions. There are other terms and conditions, but this is the basic fundamental document that is worth a read if you are actively advising someone, or if you are actively participating, if you are going to participate on the portal. So this sets up the expectations from buyers and sellers. This is a 57-page document. Whenever you have time, you can go through it, but it sets the basic roles and responsibilities of buyers and sellers, and various mechanisms on GeM which are there, and various rules which the buyers and sellers are required to follow, so that the platform works as per its desired objective. So whenever you have time, you should go through this document. It's an important document. This is a document which the seller is motivated to read and sign on at the time of registration. So an important document. If you want, you can note it down. A lot of knowledge about the portal you can get from this particular document, the general terms and conditions. So once you've signed on the terms and conditions, we ask the name of your organization. This name should be same as the name that you've provided on the uh, uh, a permit account number, the PAN number. But in case of proprietorship, what happens is generally we also do GST registration of our business, and one person can operate multiple businesses. So let us say I am into supply of spices. So I may have a particular name in that business. Maybe I call myself MDH in that business, and then I also have charitable hospitals. So I call them Medline, and I have separate GST registration for them. So in that case, you will provide the name as per the GST certificate and the business that you are registering. And then you have to what we do is we ask for the identity of the user who is registering that business. So the person who's completing the sign up activity has to provide their Aadhaar number or personal PAN, and through which we establish the identity of the person who has registered the business. Again, like I said in our overview presentation, we are integrated with various external government systems, UIDAI for Aadhaar, and PAN database for PAN. And so whatever information you provide here, we will verify with those databases. And if the information is found to be correct, we will record it in our database so that whenever required, we can contact the person who has made the registration. Once you've verified your identity, we will verify your mobile number. We will verify your email number through an OTP mechanism. And once your identity and your communication via digital modes is established, we would ask you to create a user account, user id. You'll set up the user id for your seller account. You will set up a password, and there are guidelines as to how you can set up a password. So these are the basic steps in signing up an account. Now I've quickly gone through it, keeping in mind the very keeping in mind that we have very little time, but whenever you are uh, thinking about registering on the portal, it would be helpful if you go to the training module and go through each and every slide which is available to you, so that you have an understanding of what is expected out of you, what kind of information is expected out of you. So I've quickly gone through the introduction and registration of an account. Next step is the seller profile update. I'll quickly go through this as well. Once you've signed up, once you've created an account, what you have to do is, again, you have to uh, earlier you went to sign up. Uh, Earlier you went to sign up. This time you will go to login. You'll go to login and you'll click on GeM. The same is mentioned in the uh, training module as well. You'll click on login, you'll provide your user ID and password. Sometimes what happens is that we've completed our registration a while back and we forget our user ID. So in that case, what we've done is we've provided usually forgot user ID option is placed here. But what we've done is we've also set up a help desk. This is something that I will talk about in a while in detail. But in case while going through all these training modules, you're still not able to understand or you're not able to follow through these steps, we've set up a help desk. Again, you'll go to gem.gov.in, you'll scroll to the bottom, and you'll go to need help. One, there is a frequently asked question section. So you can type your query. So let us say I've forgotten my password. So I'm saying I forgot my password on GeM portal. How can I reset it? So this is for the buyer actually, because I okay, these are for the buyers. So I've not clicked on the right query. Let us again try it. Forgot GeM password. So as a seller, if I forget my GeM password, I can click on this. So portal will take you to the steps that you can follow to recover your. So in short, you can make use of this need help section in case you are not able to follow through the training module steps that have been outlined. In case you want a more interactive resolution of your grievance, what you can do is you can go to raise a ticket, and you can provide your user ID, but you've forgotten your user ID. So what you can do is you can click on know your user ID. You can provide the registered mobile number. This is something that you should not forget. If you provide the registered mobile number, an OTP will be sent to that number. When you provide that OTP, the system will tell you the user ID which is linked to that particular mobile number. After you know your user ID, you can always use this raise a ticket mechanism. And for example, I've set up a seller account. So I'll quickly show how. So I provided my user ID. Next, I'm going to provide the OTP which has been sent to my registered mobile number. Okay, so over here, your basic details will be shown, and then what you can do is you can specify the issue that you are facing. So we've again structured it. There's a lot of advantage to structuring information, and we've structured information related to the various issues that sellers face. These are the key areas. So you can face an issue related to an order or bid or login or OEM panel registration profile. So in an, what I'm trying to say is that you have this mechanism where you can specify the issue that you are facing, and this ticket will go to a team which will go through your issue and provide a resolution to you. They will contact you and they'll provide a resolution to you. What you can do is you can also contact them at these inbound numbers. These are the numbers if you need any information. You can call on this number. They can provide you that information. Again, they will create a ticket. This is the same process, but it's a different mode of communication. Okay, so we've gone through the training link, and we've gone through the need help link. We'll go back to the training module again. Okay, so once you provided your user ID, you'll go to my account. You click on this part of the screen, you go to my account, you validate your PAN, you provide your PAN number. uh, Once you validated your PAN, then additional details. We'll talk slightly in detail about this section. So while you're registering and setting up your account, you've created your account. Now you are setting up the business profile. So we ask you if you are a startup registered with DPIIT. DPIIT is the nodal agency which registers startups that are there in India. And if you say yes to this question, we'll take some information related to the DPIIT registration number that has been provided to you, the startup registration number. Once you provide that number, we verify it with the DPIIT database, and if you are verified as a startup, various kind of benefits which are applicable to startups in public procurement are provided to you. So there's something that is of interest to most of us, because most of the businesses in India are either startups or micro and small enterprises. So what are the benefits available to startups? Startups get exemption in prior experience and turnover criteria, which many buyers set up in their tenders. Uh, Now, this is up to the buyer to decide, but this is one of the benefits which has been set up as per the policy, and many buyers choose to provide these benefits. So, exemption from prior experience or prior turnovers. So, in tenders, sometimes buyers specify that you should have at least 3 years of experience in providing this kind of a service, or you should have at least 3 crores of turnover in this line of business in the last 3 years. So these are some exemptions which are provided to startups, provided the buyer also agrees to provide this benefit to the startups. Then EMD exemption is something that startups can also get. In addition, these are as per the policy which has been set up by the concerned line ministry. In addition to that, GeM has also structured a marketplace which is slightly different than how we've structured the products and services in other categories. So I showed how earlier, I quickly took you through how a service category is structured uh, uh, when we talked about financial audit services, and I talked about how an entry level desktop category is structured. So you would see there's a lot of structure. There are very pointed questions and pointed answers which are required to be given by the seller before the buyer is presented with those offers, and the buyer also has very selective filters. But for startups, what we've done is we've created a runway. We understand that the startups operate in industries which are evolving at a very rapid pace, and the specifications are not as clear related to products, and the products and services can serve a very wide um, use case. So, in these categories, in these priority sectors of startup innovation, we've created these categories: advanced manufacturing and robotics, agricultural tech and new foods, health and life sciences, water technology, medical technology. Water technology is something which is something that all of us should be very mindful of, because as we move forward in as we move forward through the years, water is something which is going to be more and more scarce. Clean, potable water is drinking water is going to be a key area of innovation, because we have very limited sources of fresh water. Uh, so this category is under. There is some work ongoing in this category, but let us go to agricultural tech and new foods. There's some work going on here as well. Okay, clean tech. Okay, so as you can see, there are some innovative products which are listed by startups here. So only those startups which are registered with DPIIT, they can list their products in this category. So what happens is competition is limited to startups within these categories. In other categories also startups can offer their products, but in these categories the competition is limited, while in the other categories, in let's say in an entry level desktop computer category, the competition is going to be with very established sellers as well, large manufacturers as well. But in this case, only the competition is limited to startups. So let us look at this right box. Um, so I believe all these writing instruments, pens and pencils, they are made from biodegradable material, which quickly disintegrates and is environmentally sustainable. Um, what I tried to show was the specification. Like you can see here, these specifications are very broad. So all we are asking while listing a product is which industry does your innovation relate to. It could be agriculture and allied industries, and which line ministry is aligned with the offering that you're giving. So Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. So these are the only two selections that you need to make, and you can list your product. It will of course go through a product approval process where a dedicated team at GeM will look at this product offering and allow it to be listed, provided it passes the requirement that it is indeed an innovative product and it needs to be supported. Now, we'll go back to our training module. We've gone through the various benefits that you get as a startup, which are exemptions from EMD, prior turnover, experience, and also special categories for listing your products, which are not as demanding in terms of specifications. Next is MSC, micro and small enterprises. So again, we ask if you are Udyam registered micro and small enterprises. Udyam is a portal which is maintained by Ministry of MSME. So all MSCs are encouraged to register on Udyam. This is a uh, self declaration that you do, and you provide information about your business to Ministry of Micro and Small Enterprises, and it generates an Udyam number for you. Once that number is generated, you can provide that number to us by selecting that yes, we are registered with Micro and Small Enterprises, Ministry of Micro and Small Enterprises, and they've given us an Udyam number. You provide that Udyam number to us. We will verify that Udyam number, and if you are verified as a micro or small enterprise, again, some benefits are you are eligible for some benefits which are as per uh, as per the rules and policies of Ministry of MSME and Government of India from time to time. Again, you get exemption in EMD, and there are various other policies. We'll look at purchase preference policy. Okay, so I could okay, you can go through DCMSME website, and you can this is the guiding policy which we also implemented on GeM portal. So I'll this is a small document. There are also frequently asked questions that you could read up whenever you have time, but I'll quickly take you through some key provisions with respect to MSCs. So every central government organization is mandated to procure at least 25% of their annual procurement from micro and small enterprises. This is as per this public procurement policy order, and within that government organizations are also mandated to procure at least 4% from SC/ST owned MSCs and 3% from women owned MSCs. So that is point number one with respect to annual procurement target, which is mandated for all central government organizations, and we've also implemented that on GeM portal. Next benefit that you get is purchase preference. Uh, you can go through this question number, and so in any tender, if participating MSC is quoting price within a band of L1 plus 15%. I'll tell you what L1 is. So suppose there is a tender being held by a government organization, which we in our on our platform we call it as a bid. So let's say there is a bid, a government organization has floated, and there are sellers who have participated, and let us say the lowest price which is discovered from this tender process is 100 rupees. Now suppose there is but this price is being quoted by an enterprise which is, let's say, a large enterprise or a medium enterprise. But there is also a micro or a small enterprise which is offering that product at 115 rupees. So in that situation, the buyer, if at the time of floating the tender, had enabled provisions of this particular policy, which we've given them various tools to do that. If they had enabled that provision, the system will allow the micro or small enterprise which has quoted 115 rupees to quote the same price as the L1 price, and then they can be allowed to supply up to 20% of the total tender value. This is as per the policy, and we've also implemented it. Essentially, the micro and small enterprise is provided an opportunity to match the lowest price and also get part of the order. So this is another benefit of declaring yourself as an MSC. Then there are certain items of procurement which are reserved for procurement from MSCs only. A list of about 300 odd items, products. This list also you can search whenever you have time on Google, and you will get this definitive list. So these items are reserved for purchase from MSCs, and we've enabled that provision in our portal. So you provide an answer to this. Then briefly, I'll talk about Sahay. Sahay is an uh, working capital finance solution that we provided to our sellers. So suppose you are a seller, a small seller, and suppose you get an order on GeM platform. Then if you are also registered on a Sahay platform, which is part of profile completion steps. So if you are also registered on Sahay platform, what happens is the order that you get on GeM platform is automatically pushed to the Sahay platform, and you can go to Sahay platform, and you can reach out to various banking and non-banking finance institutions which are registered on Sahay platform to offer you a loan against that order. So these institutions can offer you loans up to 70%, 80%, or more based on their lending policy at an attractive rate of interest, let's say 10%, or based on their lending policy. And the money is then immediately released to your account, and after you fulfill the order, whatever payment that is received from the buyer is then used to offset the credit that you had availed. So this is a small intervention that we have put in place, and this is growing by each passing day. Uh, so this is also something that you can opt for during completion of your profile. You can do this at the time of profile completion, or you can also update this information as and when available later on as well. So this is not a one-time activity. You can continuously update your profile. Um, so um, you can go through this PPT for details of how to enter the information that is required, and how to verify that information. Then I will go through. Okay, you are also required to provide at least one address. This is part of the KYC requirements that most of businesses have, and we've also mandated that at least one registered office address needs to be updated with us. You could, or based on applicability of GST rules on you, you could have a GST registered address or a non-GST registered address, which is not a problem. In case you have a GST address, it is better to provide your GST information. That helps in invoicing as well. Now you can add multiple offices. You can add a manufacturing address. You can add, suppose you have a factory, you can add a manufacturing address. Suppose you bill in different state, you can have an office, billing office there as well. So you can provide these addresses to us. um, then at least one bank account needs to be added to your seller profile, so that whenever a payment is going to be released to your seller account, a payment goes automatically to the account that you mark as primary. You can add multiple accounts, and you can switch which account is a primary account. So there are other details as well. You can provide those details, and you can take a look at this presentation. This presentation will take you through all the steps which are required in completing your profile. Tax assessment is also another part. Here you provide the acknowledgement number that you've got from the income tax department, and based on this we get your ITR information. This is mandatory if you want to participate in bids, and if your business has been older than 2 years. If your date of incorporation is more than 24 months, this is mandatory to provide if you want to participate in bids. Again, so you can go through all these steps. This will help you set up your profile. Now I will go back to our training module and take you through the next step. Now, these were the easy steps. This is also an easy step. So, secondary user creation. I'll not go into details of this. What I'll quickly show you is this uh, presentation. Suppose you are operating a business, and you have a team of professionals with you which help who help you organize your business, manage your business. So you will, as the primary user, set up an account, complete the profile of the account on GeM, and then you can designate secondary users with definitive roles which they will play in your organization. So there could be this is for the buyer, but let me go at seller. Okay, so you are the primary user who set up the account, who's provided the information about the business, and then you can set up secondary users who will participate in bids, upload products, process orders, or manage payments. So again, the presentation and steps to add secondary users is provided here. These are the easy steps. I'll take you through a little more challenging requirement, which is how to list your products and services. So we'll start with listing of products. It all begins with selecting the right category in which you want to list your product. So again, you will log into your account. You will go to catalog. You will go to add new offering. You will select the category. In this example, they've selected cricket ball. So our seller is trying to add a cricket ball as an offer on GeM platform. So they select the category. Once the category is selected, all the specifications of that category of that catalog need to be provided. So these are the informations which are sought from you. There's general information. There is catalog related information. Catalog information contains information related to specifications that you need to provide, and these are the commercial terms, the offering quantity and price. Now catalog information is something that you can go through whenever you have time, but if it is visible, I'll quickly take you through the concept of golden parameters. So golden parameters in a particular product are parameters which affect the price. It has an impact on the price and on the commercials of the offer, and these are mandatory for the seller to fill up. So depending upon the category, the we've identified various parameters which are golden parameters. So in this case, the mass and the circumference of the cricket ball is a golden parameter. Bigger the ball, or uh, more heavy it is going to impact the price. Then whether it is a two piece, three piece, four piece ball, this is very specific to category. If we were looking at a computer category, we would probably be asking you to list your processor, your RAM, which impact the price. So golden parameters impact the price, and these are mandatory to provide. Some parameters are not as important but still form part of the requirements. Let's say in this case, color is part of the golden parameters, but let's say if we are talking about a passenger car, uh, to the manufacturer, certain colors do not impact the price. So blue, red, green, white, they're all priced the same. So in that case, but still it is a specification that the buyer may be looking at, but it is not a golden parameter. So, um, so once you provided the specifications, now you have two options here. Uh, we'll talk about a quadrant system, uh, on how GeM has structured their products on GeM. Okay, so this. Okay, this is an important slide, and I'll quickly take you through this. So what we've done is, like I said, GeM has about 10,000 different product categories where the sellers can enlist their products. These categories we further classified into four quadrants: quadrant one, two, three, and four. Quadrant one are those items of procurement which are, let's say, where there is a high degree of after sales support required, or there are a lot of issues of warranty in terms of that warranty is central to supply of that item. So whenever you have time, you should go through the policies and manuals. One policy and manual which I'm going to talk about here is the catalog management system, or the quadrant policy. Okay, so like I was talking about quadrant one. So if you want to read, you can read from here details. But since we have limited time, I'll just talk about quadrant one. Categories are those where only manufacturer can offer products on GeM portal. Examples could be a category like MRI machine, or a passenger car. Only manufacturers are allowed to add their offers. In, let's say, 10 minutes, I will talk about how you can be identified as a manufacturer on GeM portal. We've set up a vendor assessment process for that. The policy of assessment is available on GeM portal. I'll show where that policy is. You can read through that policy, and you can apply as a manufacturer on GeM. But it is mandatory if you want to sell any product in quadrant one categories. There's a list of categories where only manufacturers are allowed to sell. Then there are quadrant two categories where manufacturers plus those sellers which are authorized by manufacturers, only those sellers can sell these products. For example, desktop computers or laptops. So for example, let's say HP or Acer. We allow HP and Acer to list products. At the same time, all the sellers which have been authorized by HP and Acer, we've set up a mechanism for that as well, as to how an OEM can authorize their resellers. Only they can offer their products. Next is quadrant three. So in these are items, procurement items which do not involve a lot of after sales support, or do not have a lot of issues in warranty, or these are fairly standardized products. So in these categories, we allow manufacturers to register products. In case the manufacturer is present, then they can manage their resellers, or in case manufacturer is not present, then the reseller can come forward and offer a product of a manufacturer. These are fairly easier categories in terms of listing products and services. Next is quadrant four. These are very common goods, let's say stationery, where a cost to replace is not high, and here we do not need sellers to be authorized by manufacturers to list their products. So these are quadrant four categories. Details of these you can access in enhanced catalog management system to understand what are the various quadrants, and what kind of actions are permitted in those quadrants. There's a ready table for reference here in this policy. So, like I said, quadrant one, two, three, and four. And quadrant four is consumables not requiring OEM warranty support or replacement will suffice in case of any problems. And here are various actions which are available with these within these categories. So whenever you have time, you can go through this document. This is the quadrant management system or the enhanced catalog management system. Now, so we've touched upon a subject of OEM or a manufacturer who is a manufacturer on GeM portal. So we've set up a vendor validation policy. Again, all these policies are important for you to understand the fundamental building blocks of the GeM portal. It's a rule-based procurement system. It's a policy-driven procurement system, and all these policies you can access when you go to resources. You can go to policies and manuals. A quick reading of policies related to sellers and buyers and sellers service providers can help you understand the procurement ecosystem. I am going to I've talked about enhanced catalog management system. I'm going to now talk about vendor validation policy, which is the process to identify an OEM on GeM portal. Uh, there are a lot of details available. You can go through these details whenever you have time, but the overall process I will depict or share using this slide. Vendor assessment. Okay, what is vendor assessment? We've appointed an agency, rights, and time to time this agency changes, but at present rights is helping us manage the process of vendor assessment. So what happens is when you log into GeM portal, again, if you want exact steps, after you've read the policy, you can go to training module, go to seller service providers, registration account, and you can go to vendor assessment. Here you will have steps that you need to follow to be assessed as a vendor. Of course, you log in, you go to my account. There is a vendor assessment section over here. You click on that. This is an exemption process. But I'll not talk about exemption as much. You can read through exemption through the policy document that I had earlier indicated. But in vendor assessment, first step is you have to initiate a vendor assessment request. You initiate as a manufacturer. Then once you've initiated as a manufacturer, the next step. Okay. The next step is to specify the category for which vendor assessment is required. You can select up to 40 categories. So in a single application, you can select up to 40 categories where you would like to be assessed as a manufacturer by GeM. If you are successful in those categories, you will be identified as an OEM, and then in case these categories are quadrant 1 or quadrant 2, then only you can list your products and services in these sorry, not services, but this is specific to products only, because you can manufacture products only. So you can list as a manufacturer of products in Q1 and Q2 categories after you've gone through vendor assessment process. So you specify the category up to 40 categories in an application. And why this limit has been placed is that if you go through the policy, every vendor assessment request that you raise, you have to pay a fee for the vendor assessment agency, which is rights in this case, and the nominal charges has been have been specified. So if you have a turnover of more than 1 crore, the charges are 3,486 plus GST. So within these charges, you can be assessed in up to 40 categories. Assessment is very simple. First step is with respect to each category, you need to provide the supporting documents This we call desktop assessment, where various documents which are required in a category, your credentials as a supplier, your registered address, and your turnover details, etc. They are checked depending upon whatever is the standard operating procedure. Whenever you apply, you will get a document checklist which varies from category to category. Then there is a beneficial ownership compliance as well, which you need for which you need to submit documentary proof. But first step is a desktop assessment. Once all your documents are in place within a particular category, the rights vendor assessment agency will contact you, set up a date and time when a video assessment will be carried. So video assessment will be carried online. You will be at the site of your manufacturing. There will be a checklist of items that the team will ask you to show. For example, they will ask you to show your raw materials, how they are processed, how they are stored. Then they might ask you for your manufacturing assembly line, your quality control setup. So and all these sessions, online sessions, are recorded. So the benefit is that within 15 days of application, usually this time could be less, could be slightly more, but uh, the turnaround time, exact turnaround time, you will get within the document when you apply. But typically we target about within 15 days. Your vendor assessment should be completed in as many as 40 categories. So once you are assessed as a OEM within a particular category, then you can start adding your catalogs in Q1 and Q2 categories. So this is the concept of vendor assessment, the steps of which in detail is available in this training module. So seller registration is an important module, profile update. All of these modules are important, but I'm just glossing over some of the modules that you must go through. For Sahai loan scheme as well, there is a document. We were at catalog management. So in catalog management, I would like to take you through uh, commercial terms that you need to provide. So this is general information. You can read through the catalog. You will then the specifications that need to be provided. This is how an OEM authorizes a reseller. So every OEM provides an authorization number, and when you are adding a product, you have to specify that authorization number here. We check that number with the database, and then we find out if you are authorized by an OEM to sell that particular product. In any case, we will continue with okay, then there is some information related to Make in India policy that we have. We ask if you would like to declare local content, so value addition that you've done within India in the product that you're offering. There is Make in India purchase preference policy also available. Buyers can specify that at the time of bidding. But I will rather focus on the commercial terms that you need to set up. Okay, so when you are listing a product, first we would require you to upload a MRP document. It could be a packaging photo or an invoice. Then we would ask you to specify the offer price. Let's say you are adding a cricket ball. We will ask you what is your offer price. The offer price must factor in a 10% discount on MRP. This is mandatory. You will see the same in training module also. Minimum 10% discount on MRP is mandatory. Now you set up the price. Next, you can set up discounts as well. So you can say that based on the number of cricket balls that are being ordered. Suppose if you order more than 10,000 cricket balls, not 10,000. Let's say if you're ordering more than 1,000 cricket balls, you will get a discount of let's say 20%. So these are various quantity-based discounts that you can add. Next is, if this is important, delivery location. So um, uh, depending upon the scale of your business and the maturity of your logistics operations, you can you can limit the locations where you will provide delivery, and based on this you will only get orders uh, which are where the consignee is in these delivery locations only. So for ease of operations you can select zone wise. So if you're a large business, fairly mature scale of logistics operations, you can select an entire zone, or you can select a state, or in case you are a small seller, you can also select the district, limit your offering only to a district or a particular pin code as well. You can limit to pin code also. Then you can also specify the current stock that you can deliver within 15 days. So suppose I'm stocking cricket balls and I have about 1,000 cricket balls in stock, so I can specify 1,000 here. So I will not get any order which is more than 1,000. So let us say there's a buyer who's looking for more than 1,000 cricket balls, then they will not order to you. You can also specify the minimum quantity per consignee. So let us say you can say that at least 100 cricket balls you need to order if you want us to service that order. So you can set up a minimum quantity. You can set up a lead time within which you will deliver these products or these cricket balls. So you can set up to 15 days. You cannot so we've set up a limit within 15 days you must deliver in case of direct purchase orders. In case of bid orders, the delivery shipment timelines are mentioned as per the contract. Okay, so these are the commercial terms, and you can go through the other steps involved in specifying the product. So uh, sometimes what happens is that the product that you want to offer is already available on portal, and all you need to do is update the commercial information. You do not need to provide all these specifications because these specifications have already been set up in that catalog. So let us I will try to make it very illustrative uh, by taking a very small example. Let us say if GeM was only selling boxes, the only objective specifications of that box would be the length, width, and height of that box, and the material of that box. Only these four specifications will be there. Suppose a box of cardboard, and length of 10 centimeter, width of 10 centimeter, and height of 10 centimeter is already available on GeM, has been listed on GeM by one seller. Then the next seller only needs to update the commercial terms with respect to this box because the specifications have already been set up. So this is called pairing with an existing product. We do not allow catalogs with duplicate specifications. So only one catalog will exist. The catalog will be a cardboard box with length, width, and height equal to 10 centimeter, and there will be many sellers who will be offering this box, and the difference in these offers would be the commercial terms, which I briefly spoke about in the preceding slides. So in this case, the task is easier. Again, if the details of this are available in pairing a catalog, the steps in pair a catalog. So you can go through all these various presentations which are available here. These will help you understand the various steps involved in listing of a product or a service. There is a catalog management for service also. Rights, our vendor assessment agency, also validates your service experience. Um, the steps of which you can find here. So once you've listed your products and services, and like we've spoken earlier, uh, the buyer has an option to place orders via any of these purchase modes: direct purchase, L1 bidding. This, like I said earlier, this is fairly automatic. Once you've listed your product or service, the buyer can directly filter the offer which is closest to their requirement and directly place an order. You do not need to do anything other than specifying the offer conditions. Next is bid reverse auction. So we will quickly go through bid RA participation module. So here what happens is that the buyer will set up a bid, and if the bid is relevant to you, that is the bid has been created in a category where you have also listed your products, you will get a notification that there is a bid which has been listed in your product category, and you can select that bid and participate in it. You can click on this participate button. In this case, there is a bid for computer mouse and trackballs. You can participate in it. You can select the catalog that, or in case your catalog is not matching the specifications, you can upload a new product. Within 2 days, the product usually gets approved or rejected at GeM. Uh, so you can go through in case you need to understand the policy of product approval. Go to sellers, and you can go through the image guidelines. You can go to the policy document for brand and product approval. This will just give you a brief idea of what is involved in product approval. So, like I said, you will be providing the specifications, packaging documents, MRP documents, many other documents which are required as per the category. All these documents will flow to a team which will look at your offering and see the integrity of your offering, if it is in line with the rules that have been set up in that particular category. And you can go through this document so that you can minimize chances of errors while you are submitting your catalog. So during a bid, you can, your catalog may be available and as per the specifications of the bids, or you can upload a new product. In case of uploading a new product, you can look at the product approval guidelines, and you can specify the bid number. If you specify the bid number, then your product approval request is taken on a fast track, and so that you do not lose time in participating within the bid. Then you select your catalog. Then again, this is adding a new okay, then you provide the offer price, uh, gs you specify the GST. So again, you can go through all these steps. This is related to bid participation. And if you want to look at the various bits that are ongoing on GeM. Now I'll come back to the practical part of this session. So I'll try to navigate through this portal and show you the available information. So you'll go to bid, you'll go to list of bids. Over here, you will have all these filters. You can select ongoing bids, or you can find out the status of a bid. We'll go to ongoing bids. So there is a bid which is ongoing. This is the bid number. When you click on this bid number, you can access the document, bid document. Bid document is a very important document. If you are participating as a seller, you must go through the bid document, because in addition to general terms and conditions, there are specific terms and conditions that apply to a specific uh, uh, process of procurement. In this case, in this particular, this is the procurement process. This is the number of the bid, and this bid has its own set of rules, which could be same as the general rules, or which could have special terms and conditions. So we'll see if there is any special term and condition in this document. So you see there are certain terms and conditions here. So MSC purchase preference is no, so which means that the L1 plus 15% purchase preference that we had talked about earlier is not applicable. Then Make in India purchase preference is also no. So you have to go through the bid document to find out what exactly the buyer is looking at. Then these are the technical specifications that the buyer requires. So the buyer requires a tablet computer with 1 year warranty, including battery 5.0 or higher Bluetooth. So these are operating system should be Android 13 or Android 16, up to 16, 13 to 16. So you must study these and see if you are able. So they want 25 lakh tablet computers. You can find out the address of the buyer, the consignee. So you will, if you get this order, you have to supply it to this address within 180 days of getting the order. Then there are some special terms and conditions which the buyer has added. So there is an option clause. The purchaser reserves the right to increase or decrease the quantity to be ordered up to 25% of the bid quantity at the time of placement of contract. So when you are bidding, if you have to factor in that the buyer can decrease the quantity by 25% also. So 25% of 25 lakh. Uh, so you have to accordingly think of a price which is most suitable for your organization. So you have to go through all these specifications in the bid document. Again, we'll go back to this. So how did we get to this document? We went to bids, list of bids. We clicked on this bid number and we got that document. Similarly, you can look at other bids. You can look at the corrigendum. So in case there have been any changes since the bid document was uploaded, we'll look at one corrigendum if we can. Okay, apparently for this I need to be signed in. Anyways, so these are the ongoing bids. You can also, let's try and search a bid with our category. Let's say I am a manufacturer of water bottles, so I can make use of this search filter. I see a bid for Renault pen, blood culture bottle. Okay. What I can do is I can do an advanced search also. But if you are a seller and you've already registered your products in the relevant category, and if there is a bid in that particular category, upon login on and on email also you'll get a notification. So you don't really have to use these filters, but uh, this you can use to understand the various opportunities that are there. I can search by ministry or organization. I can search by category. So this is what I was trying to do. Let us see if, let's say, umbrellas. So since the monsoon season is just around, we'll see who all are procuring umbrellas. So there is nobody procuring an umbrella as of now. Let us see if any winter item is being procured. So nothing here. Let us say if anybody is procuring a sari. No. Just give me a minute. I'll just try to figure out this module.
By the time sir is searching for the module, I would request all the delegates and participants to kindly scan the QR code and complete the participation details to support and contribute this Guinness Book World Records attempt by the MSME Committee of ICAI. Scan the QR code, complete the participation details, and join the nationwide movement for MSME empowerment and financial awareness. Your participation and support will play a significant role in making this historic event a grand success.
Okay. Thank you for that useful information. I encourage all the participants to be part of this movement and be part of this community development exercise. I think there's an idiom that I remember from childhood that one stick is alone is easy to break, but if you are together, then you become a system and you have strength. So I think all of us prosper and become more successful if we are part of a community, if we take part in collective initiatives. And this is a very good initiative by our committee, and all of us should take part in it and be proud of it. Okay, I'll get back to what I was trying to figure out. One thing that happens on GeM is that there are a lot of frequent updates. So a lot of categories which used to exist. Let's say I was trying to look for sock category, but I could not find it because that category may have evolved over the years. So on GeM, you have to constantly be up to date about the various categories, and so we are talking about modular workstation category. Earlier iteration, it may have been modular workstation. Right now we are in the third iteration of that category, so it's called V3. So when I search by category, I get all these bids in modular workstation category. So this I just wanted to quickly demonstrate how you can find relevant bids in your categories. And if you want a list of all categories which are live on GeM, you can go to products. You can go to browse all products. You can go to browse all categories, and over here you will get list of all active categories. This is going to be same as the categories which you're going to see over here, but in business opportunities. But there is a little bit of more information over here. So in a nutshell, this is one more thing that we can look at is contracts. So if you want to look at various contracts which have been recently concluded on GeM, you can go to view contracts. You can search. So over here, Central Water Commission has placed a direct order of 26,450. This is paper-based printing service, printing with material booklet offset. If you want to look at this contract, you will click on this blue icon. You will enter. So I'm going to quickly show the structure of a contract. This is all publicly available information. So, and this contract has been placed on 20th June 2026. This is the buyer organization detail, and this is the consignee detail, and this is the detail of the seller. So you also have a contact number. Animesh Traders is has received an order of 26,450. The category was paper-based printing service. Billing cycle is weekly. Type of printing is printing with material, book, booklet, offset, 50 copies, price per page is 5.29. So a lot of information is publicly available. You can go through these contracts and make use of these contracts as per your requirement. But this is how you view contracts on GeM. But this will only have recently concluded contracts. You can search these contracts again by category. So we were looking at modular workstations V3. So I select that. I'm going to G5P6 QC. Okay, so there are no recent contracts in this particular category. Let me try and change the date. Yes. He- Okay, so there is a contract by Southeastern Railway, and they are buying a Methodix modular workstation, four workstations for about 1,05,200. Again, the details of which you can find out by clicking on this blue contract item. Okay. So this is an overview about the GEM portal. I would encourage the participants to go through the training material. There are some interactive training courses also available, which will open up in a different website, which is elearninggem.gov.in. There are various modules on seller journey, uh, and you can also get a certificate for these courses. Training module I've already discussed. In addition, there are webinars like this which are conducted regularly. So you can go to webinars, and the entire training calendar is made available here. You can go to service providers. You can look at the various training sessions which are being organized. So let's say on July 8th there will be a session on catalog management. You can go to view details and you can get the web link. Uh, and then other than that, there are some business facilitators who've been appointed based on the state. So, suppose some of us are in Andhra Pradesh, then in Vijayawada, we have a business facilitator, Mr. Arjun B. His mobile number has been provided, email has also been provided. They can help you with various, let's say, issues that you're not able to resolve through the usual channels that have been provided, or there is some training session that you need to conduct at scale. So we've the list of business facilitators is provided here, but you can also make use of frequently asked questions, raise a ticket to contact our help desk. You can contact us like I had earlier mentioned. You can contact us at these toll-free numbers. Uh, then other link that is important is terms and conditions. I've already talked about policies and manuals. One more policy that I want to talk about is the incident management policy. So we expect participants to participate in the portal as per the rules. But in case there is an incident, we've identified about 50 incident reasons. For example, there is a supplier who supplies goods of inferior substandard quality. In this case, we've defined a process which we will initiate against the seller. Similarly, let's say if the buyer is delaying payment, then we've identified a process through which we will take action against the buyer. So you can go through the incident management policy. This is a fairly comprehensive document about all the don'ts that you have to be aware of on the portal, things that you should not do. Policies here. One more policy that I want to talk about. Of course, all these policies are important, but I'm just picking and choosing few because next 15 minutes I would like to open for a question and answer session. So in a minute, I will talk about revenue policy of GEM. Uh, so registration on GEM, listing of products and services, everything is there is no fee for it. There is a fee for vendor assessment, but that is as per your requirement. We need to identify if you are a manufacturer, for which we take a very nominal fee. Other than that, there are no charges on GEM other than your actual transactions. So we've set up. To for self-sustainable business and revenue model, what we've done is we do not take any transaction or annual milestone charges from sellers up to an order value of 20 lakh in a financial year. So if you are a seller and if you are using GEM portal and you are getting orders of less than 20 lakh in a financial year, there are no charges which are applicable to you. But suppose you get an order and during in that with that order you cross the milestone of 20 lakh in a financial year, then we take an annual milestone charge of 10,000 plus taxes. this is the annual milestone charge. After you've paid an annual milestone charge, you will uh, have to pay transaction charges only on orders which are more than 10 lakh. So let's say you get an order of 9,50,000, there will be no transaction charge in that order. But if you get an order of 10,50,000, you will have to pay a nominal percentage, 0.3% of the order value over here, and this amount should not exceed 3 lakh. So you are never charged more than 3 lakh on any order. The percentage is 0.3%, but this is applicable only on orders first after you've secured orders more than 20 lakh, and when an order exceeds 10 lakh in single transaction. So this is the revenue policy. This makes the operations of GeM self-sustainable so that we can continue to provide our services to buyers and sellers alike. With that, I will conclude this session, and I'll open the floor for any questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for such an informative and practical session. We have received some interesting questions from our participants. With your permission, I will take up those questions.
Yes, sir.
The first question is, who is eligible to register as a seller or a service provider on a GEM?
Yes. So, like we talked about earlier, any legally constituted business, proprietor, partnership firm, company, trust, society, association of persons, or a central or a state government entity, which has a line of business which can provide goods and services to government organizations, is eligible to register as a seller on GEM platform.
Sir, can a CA in practice register in GEM portal?
Yes. So, depending upon the product service category, like we had discussed about a category, we talked about financial audit services. So yes, practicing CA with a firm like Constitution can also participate.
Okay. So, can a B2B entity purchase from GEM portal?
Government e-marketplace portal is presently the buyers which are allowed to register are limited to central government organizations, state government organizations, and certain cooperative societies. At present, private businesses are not allowed to register as a buyer on
Right.
GEM portal, but only as a supplier.
And so, what are the biggest myths or misconceptions?
I'll just add to that. There is a forward auction module where businesses
Yes.
can register as a buyer, so they can participate in auctions where the government organization is actually a seller.
Okay. So, can you tell what are the biggest myths or misconception about selling products on GEM?
Uh, I think biggest myth, we've not really done any study of that sort, but I think it to sell effectively on GEM, uh, one does need to invest a lot in staying up to date about the various policies and features and product functionalities of GEM portal. So a lot of reading is required. A lot of interaction with the various user interfaces is required. A lot of assistance by GEM help desk is also required. So it is better to start early if you want to set up a business on GEM portal. If you've planned your expenditures next year, it is better if you start studying this year so that whenever you operationalize your business, you are already up to date about various functionalities that are there. So it does require a lot of preparation. You, uh,
Can we say
so
it is a capital intensive sort of marketplace?
Not really, but it is very knowledge intensive. You have to be knowledgeable about the various rules that govern public procurement, the various certifications which are required with respect to products. So best is, if you want to participate in public procurement, you have to start early. You cannot keep deferring it for next month or next month. So because you will encounter a lot of issues, although there are a lot of reading material which is available, but practically you will face challenges, and so it takes time to resolve those challenges. And if you started early, then it is easier. So it is a knowledge intensive exercise, not so much capital intensive in the general sense of business. Whatever line of business you are uh, participating in, GEM doesn't increase your capital requirements. Your capital requirement will remain the same.
Okay. So how architects can benefit by GeM portal?
Architects. We will have to see if there is any service category related to architectural services, but there are some professional services which are procured through GEM. Uh, so we do not see any architect services, but let's say professional one. We have hiring of consultants, your technology management functional consultants, subject matter experts. So you could be a subject matter expert, or you could
Yes.
be a functional consultant. So uh, and government organizations do require those services. So those will come in hiring of consultants.
Are there any charges of getting enrolled in GeM?
No, there are no charges, so you can set up an account for free. And the only charges which are applicable are related to vendor assessment. In case you are identifying yourself as a manufacturer in particular category, the charges are mentioned, like I said, in the vendor validation policy. And then there are charges related to revenue. In case you are getting orders on GEM, if within a year you get orders more than worth more than 20 lakh, then you
20
pay an
lakhs.
annual milestone charge of 20,000 plus, sorry, 10,000 plus taxes. And any order which is more than 10 lakh, you pay 0.3% subject to a maximum cap of 3 lakh rupees. So these are the only charges. Other than that, there are no other charges of listing products or services or setting up an account.
So what is the need of getting this vendor assessment?
So you get your a lot of these questions. I would encourage participants to go through frequently asked questions also. So I will try to answer it through this. Uh, what is the process of vendor assessment done by? Okay, so like I said, vendor assessment is for. So they've provided a link to the vendor assessment manual. Vendor assessment process, like I said, is the process to identify if a seller is actually a manufacturer within a particular category. If you get vendor assessed within a particular category, and if that category is of Q1 or Q2 type of class of categories, then only manufacturers are allowed to add offers in those particular categories. Manufacturers, in case of quadrant 1 categories, and manufacturers plus their authorized resellers in quadrant 2 type of categories. So you need to be vendor assessed and identified as an OEM if your category of interest is a quadrant 1 or a quadrant 2 type of category. The eligibility of vendor assessment and all those related process flows and everything you can get through the frequently asked question
Question.
section.
Yeah. So what can you tell? What are the three mistakes that a first-time seller generally done while registering for in this GeM portal?
So many times we are first is we start without planning, and we register an account, and then we do not follow up on that account. We do not proceed with the next steps of profile completion, or we do not take up the next steps related to vendor assessment or product listing, and suddenly there is a tender which comes up, which is very relevant to us, and it is a big opportunity for us, but we are not ready because we've not gone through all the steps. And like I said earlier, it's knowledge intensive, it is process oriented, rule based, and it takes time for you to be market ready. And if you've not taken steps and suddenly there is a tender in which you are interested and you want to participate, but it will take at least 2 days for your product to be approved, 15 days for your assessment to be done, then in that case there is escalation in terms of, it's just priority work, but then there are a lot of other applicants, and how do you jump the queue? You cannot jump the queue. So that is a mistake. We do not plan, and if we've planned and we are ready, we do not have to wait for the opportunity. Whenever the opportunity presents, we are ready for it. So I think rather than three mistakes, I'll just say this is the only mistake, that we should plan better, and we should complete these steps and not wait for tomorrow.
So I have written down some questions for myself. Sir,
Yes.
what is is there any timeline for getting the payments done after the order is fulfilled through GeM?
Yes. So we'll go through the general terms and conditions in this case. Like I said, all of this information is available, but it is available in a structured format. And terms and conditions is a general terms and conditions will help you with most of your questions. This is a very important question. It is at the heart of conducting business, right? I can supply my products and services, but to for working capital, I will need payments to come on time. So you can go to general terms and conditions, and we can look at payment terms. So it's a long document. Even I don't remember the exact section, but okay. So one condition is on acceptance or rejection of goods by the consignee. When the consignee issues a consignee receipt and acceptance certificate, only after that uh, eligibility of payment is established. So this is one. Then no payment shall be made for rejected goods. Next is okay. This exactly will answer your question. So for goods, 100% of payment will be released within 10 days of issue of consignee receipt and acceptance certificate that we talked about. So this is available in general terms and conditions. A quick reading will help you plan better. For services, 100% of payments is on the basis of monthly specified bills within 10 days of, in case of services, there is a service delivery acceptance certificate. So these are the payment terms which have been set up by the platform. This establishes the eligibility for payment. So as soon as your CRSC document is in place, your service delivery acceptance certificate is in place, within 10 days of which payment has to be made. In bid, different payment terms may be specified by the buyer, but generally this is the accepted norm.
In one of the screen while you were saying, I saw that bank guarantee format was there. So in what cases this bank guarantee is required once we are placing an order for through GeM? And do you have a specific format which should be executed for this bank guarantee?
So we are working on online modes of bank guarantee, but at present,
EBG.
yes, we are working on them. We are working on surety bonds as well. We are also integrated with. We are also trying integration with various online performance guarantee issuance organizations. But no, the most common form still is where you make an offline guarantee and upload the certificate on the portal. So these are the various modes of bank guarantees which are available. In forward auction module, we have a completely online and automated system of bank guarantees and earnest money deposit. Uh, so uh, these are essentially required for seriousness of participants in the bid process. so that they do not withdraw from their bids. And second, once they receive the contract, they perform as per the contract, or some liquidated damages, if they need to be applied, they can be recovered from these guarantees, uh, uh, or from the payment.
So, in any case, if the payment is getting delayed or it's taking a longer time to process, even after those 10 days, or what you have said in the screen right now, is there any possibility of getting those bills discounted from TEDs or similar discounting platforms?
Yes. So trades is a mechanism which we've set up even before there is any delay. If there is a delay, at that point of time, the option that you have is to raise an incident. If GeM receives an incident, then we nudge the buyer to make the payment on time, based on the CRAC that has been issued, or STAC that has been issued. So if payment is being delayed, at that point of time, the only real option is to raise an incident, or raise a grievance. But Threads is also a mechanism. It's a fairly new introduction in our business environment, considering the years of public procurement experience that government of India has. It's a RBI regulated platform. There are few exchanges which have been set up. I think five or six exchanges, trades exchanges are. The process is that at the time of order, um, uh, if the buyer specifies that they will use the trades system of payment, the contract is enrolled by the buyer, the seller agrees to it, and the seller then has the option to participate in any of the exchange, and the exchange participants can give them terms with respect to, let's say, 100 rupees of payment is due from the contract, but the buyer has specified that buyer will pay after 40 days, but the seller wants money immediately. Then through the exchange, members they can provide that money upfront to the seller at a discounted rate. Let's say they discount it at 8%, so they will give 92 rupees to the seller, and they'll recover 100 rupees from the buyer at the time, after 40 days, or let's say 6 months, whatever buyer has specified. So for participating on trades, consent from both buyer and seller are required, and these consents need to be set up at the time of uh, order, or placement. For trades, this is the presentation. This is available in order fulfillment. If you want to have the complete steps, uh, you can go at this presentation, and get the details of this bill discounting platform.
Perfect, sir. So, you said there will be GeM charges 0.3% on over and above the order of 20 lakhs. So, how those payments would be made to you? Like it would be deducted from the payment directly by the
No,
buyer or by the
no.
government department, or it should be made manually
So
in a separate.
whenever there is a transaction which makes GeM eligible to receive payment from a seller, an invoice will be raised by GeM, and then there will be payment methods which will be available for the seller to provide. This will be from a separate account. The payments that sellers are entitled to receive based on their orders, these are directly remitted to sellers' bank account, and these are payments which are not routed through GEM account.
So, before we conclude, last question: if you had to just give one piece of advice to our members and MSME entrepreneurs who have joined, who wish to succeed on GeM, what would that be?
Mm, I think I think see learning is a process which we take up individually, but at some point of time, individually we can only learn as much as we experience, but when we participate in groups, when we learn in groups, we find out we discover knowledge that has somehow been elusive to us from our own individual experience. So I think it is important to be part of various communities, associations. Like if you're a participant in these committee discussions, in these committee meetings, you will learn, and there's a lot to learn with respect to government e-marketplace. So you have to find out the right forums. You have to learn how to navigate this portal. You have to build that business community. You have to find out about the challenges that they are facing in their categories. So as a group, you will learn a lot if you invest in community building exercises. Like ICI is building this community. What happens is it helps in discovery of knowledge. So staying connected to our business ecosystem is very important. We may try to find our own path. We may try to learn from our own individual experiences. But when you're part of a community, when you go through structured groups, structured ecosystems, the journey becomes easier. So part of my advice would be to stay connected. We've provided various resources. We've ICI is our partner. They can help and guide you. Then we've set up help desks for you to take knowledge. So taking support, identifying the right resources, knowledge resources is very important. And that would be my advice to all, to be part of a community and mutually discover a path towards progress, and participate and finding out various opportunities that are there in public procurement through GeM portal. Uh, get knowledge about this portal, how it works, uh, learn from your own experience and learn from experience of others.
Thank you, sir. As we come to the end of today's webinar, I take this opportunity to express my sincere gratitude to the chairman of MSME committee, our distinguished speaker, Sri Atul Sharma sir, for sharing his valuable knowledge and practical insights on GeM portal. I also extend heartfelt thanks to MSME and Startup Committee of ICI, the technical team, and every participant who joined us today and made this program a success. We hope today's session will encourage more chartered accountants, MSMEs, and entrepreneurs to actively explore the immense opportunity available through the GEM portal. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful day ahead.
Thank you.
Recording stopped.